Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous lecture, we had solved the first question, which is related to the closure property with respect to addition and multiplication. Now, in this current lecture, we are going to solve the question 2, which is related to the basic properties of the real numbers. And now we'll be trying to learn this. So in the question 2, we have been asked about the names to name. What we have to name? That you have to name the properties. Name the properties used in the following equations. So letters were used to represent real numbers. So all of these are real numbers basically. So let's see that the first question, which is 4 plus 9 is equal to 9 plus 4. It's your common experience that whenever two quantities are added, then you can change their arrangement. Means if you are going to write, for example, 4 and 9, these two quantities, you are going to add both of these, and the result will be same as the 9 plus 4, because both are bearing the result of 13, and 4 plus 9 is equal to 13, while 9 plus 4 is also 13. So this property is called as the commutative property. Commute means to change, to may be able to change the arrangement. So commutative property. This is commutative property of addition. Commutative property of addition. So we are going to solve it, although we have solved it. So this is commutative property of addition. Let's see. So what is the main method to solve it? So as you know, this is first part, and in this first part you are having 4 plus 9 and 9 plus 4. You can change, you can see that the arrangements have been changed here. So this is related to the commutative property. What is that? That is addition. So this is obeying the commutative property. Commutative property of addition. Simply, this is your answer for the part 1 of this question 2. Now, let me write it again. Addition. Now, as far as question 2 is concerned, for the question 2, let's see the data of the question 2. Sorry, part 2. So this is part 2, in which we have been asked about telling of the property, that which property is used in this part. So this is a plus 1, and then these are in bracket. Bracket means that you have to add these two quantities at first, and then you have to add the third quantity, which is 3 by 4. This is the left hand side, and the right hand side is telling that you must not add a and 1 with each other at first, but you have to add 1 and 3 by 4, and the result of these two will be added to the first quantity a. For example, let me tell you another example so that you may understand it better. For example, you are having 3 numbers. Randomly, you are having 3 numbers. For example, this is 1, 2, and 3. You have to add these 3 numbers with each other. So to add these 3 numbers, we never add them directly, all of these 3 numbers. But practically, we have to add any two numbers and then we have to get the result and the result of those two numbers, and then we have to add those two numbers into the third number. For example, if you are going to get the result of this 1 plus 2 plus 3, then what will be the result? Let's see. What is the procedure for that? That at first you have to add 1 plus 2, you have to get the result. So in the brackets means I'm covering them into the brackets. Why? Because we are going to solve them prior to the addition of 3. So this is, so at first you have to do that. You have added 1 and 2 with each other, and then to that result 3 is going to be added. So you can see that 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, and this 3 will be added to the next 3. So this will become 3 plus 3, and now these are two numbers, these can be added easily to each other. So this is 6. But here we are having the other method as well. What is that method? That if you are going to add 1, 2 and 3 and you are going to get the result, then don't add 1 and 2 in the previous attempt, but let's add, at first we have to add 2 and 3. If we are going to add 2 and 3, then this is 5, and the previous number was 1, so 1 plus 5 this is. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is actually equal to 1 plus 5, and you know 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. So you see here that the result of both of these things, that at first we have done 1 plus 2 and then added 3, but in the second process we have got the result of 2 and 3 and then have added it to the 1. Therefore but the results are same. You may change the arrangement of doing the operation of three quantities, but the result is same. Therefore this type of quantity will be called as associative property. Associative, why it is associative? Because both of these operations are associated to each other. Therefore, we'll be saying it to be the associative property. Therefore, we'll write the answer. What was that? This was the basic question was, what is that question? A plus 1 plus 3 by 4. So you have a plus 1 plus 3 by 4. So let me write it again. A plus 1 and again plus 3 by 4 can be written as a plus 1 plus 3 by 4. These two things will be bearing the same type of result. Therefore, this type of property will be called as associative property. But for which this is, because this is plus sign is being used here, so with respect to addition, because this same type of procedure can be done with the multiplication as well. That's why we have to write this is associated with addition. So this is associative property with respect to addition. Now we'll be moving toward the third part. What is the third part? This is the third part in which the under root of 3 plus under root of 5 plus under root of 7, when these are going to be added, then their arrangement, the operational arrangement is again being changed. So this is also associative property of addition, because we have changed the addition arrangement of both sides. For example, when you are having to under root 3 and actually basically we have to do this sum, these three quantities, under root 3, under root 5, under root of 7, yes, square root of. So if you have to add, then at first you have to add both of these first two quantities, and then add this result to the last given quantity, which is under root 7, and you will be getting the result. any of whatever the result is. Or you may also do that don't add under root 3, but at first you have to add under root 5 and then under root of 7 and add these two quantities in proper arrangement, and you will be getting the proper answer, the same answer which was got in the left hand side. So in this situation, it is same to the previous question related to the part 1, part 2, sorry, in which we were saying that there is no problem with the arrangement. We can change the arrangement. Therefore, this is also the associative property of addition, because sum is involved here, the sign of plus is involved here. So you can write what for the third, you can write the associative property of this is belonging to the associative property of addition. So this is related to associative property of addition. This is your result for, this is your answer for the third part. Now let's proceed towards the fourth part. Fourth part, here you can see that 100 plus 0 is equal to 100. Means there is no problem to add 0. Whenever you are adding easy 0, then there is no problem. The answer will be remaining same. So 0, here the 0 is involved, and 0 is called as the additive identity. Identity means anything which does not change the results, and additive means we are adding. So 0 is basically additive identity. Additive identity. Why? Because whenever it is being added to any number, then it does not change its nature, and the result same. And result is always same. So therefore, our answer is the existence of the additive identity. So what we'll write? The additive identity. So question 4 as the answer of this is additive identity. So these are very easy questions. Now let's proceed toward the fifth part. The fifth part has 1000 cross 1 is equal to 1000. Means whenever the 1000 is being multiplied with 1, then the result is same. In the previous part, we were saying that something is added. In the previous part, we were saying that 0 is being added, then the result is same. But for multiplication, when 1 is being multiplied, then the result is same. So this is related to the, again, because this is not changing the result, the number remains same whenever it is being multiplied with 1. So 1 is called as the multiplicative identity because this is not changing the result. Therefore, we'll be saying this is multiplicative identity. For the fifth part, it is multiplicative identity. So this is multiplicative. So till now we have solved 5 parts. Now we will be proceeding ahead toward the 6th part. And what is that? That the 6th part says that 4.1 plus into negative of 4.1 is equal to 0. Why the result is 0? Because both of them are cancelling each other. 4.1 plus minus 4.1 have been cancelled with each other, therefore the result is 0. So This is actually the cancel, since we are canceling, so this is cancellation property. But for which type of operation? For plus operation, means cancellation property of plus, means cancellation property uh, uh, of addition. Either you may say cancellation property of addition or existence of additive inverse. So existence of, because this is plus, and then since this was 4.1, 4.1 is positive, and next 4.1 is negative. So sign has been changed. So whenever we are changing the sign, this is actually the additive inverse. So this property is related to whenever we are trying to add two quantities which are having which have the same magnitude but different signs, and they are resulting so that they are cancelling the effect of each other, and the resultant is zero. Then in this situation, we say the existence of the additive inverse. So we have to say that the additive inverse is existing. So existence of additive inverse. Now let's see seventh question. Seventh question is also similar to the first. Why? Because this, as this is written, a minus a is equal to 0. You very well understand this. Whenever something is being added or subtracted from the other, whenever two quantities are being added or subtracted and their result is 0, then you must directly say that this is the additive inverse, because the first is actually positive while the other is negative. So their sum is next, they are going to be cancelled with each other. Their sum is 0. Whenever the sum is 0, then this is the additive inverse. So this is additive inverse. So our seventh question is resulting in the additive inverse. Means this is same as previous. So this is also additive inverse. Now as far as the eighth part is concerned, in the eighth part, this is square root of 2 is going to be multiplied with 5 on the left hand side, while on the right hand side, the square of 5 multiplied to square root of 2. The result must be same because the arrangement does not matter in the real numbers for the multiplication. So you can change the order, you can change the arrangement. Therefore, in this situation, we will be saying, since we can change the arrangement, therefore this is commutative property. As in the previous previous question, which was the question 1, we had said that 4 plus 9 is equal to 9 plus 4. This was a change of arrangement, so this was the commutative property. But in question 1, we had said of plus, means this was the commutative property of addition or plus. But in this question, in the eighth part, this will be the commutative property of multiplication, because the multiplied sign is involved here. So this is the commutative property of multiplication in the eighth question. So you will be directly writing the answers. There is no other procedure involved in it. Only these are simple MCQs type questions. So this is commutative property of multiplication, because the multiplied sign is being involved here. You may also put a cross here as well. So this is commutative property of multiplication. Next is the ninth part. So in the ninth part, you can see here that A into B minus C is equal to AB minus AC. Practically, you very well know that A into B minus C, any type of numbers when they are going to be multiplied with each other, you know that you can split the bracket. And when you are going to split the bracket, then this will be A, B, A multiplied by B, and then again this A will be multiplied to C as well. So this will become AC or CA. So actually you have split the bracket. This splitting of bracket is called distribution. Actually you have distributed A to both of these. In the previous step, in this step, A was written outside and this was alone, outside alone. But when it has multiplied to the whole of this bracket, then it has been splitted. Means it has been distributed to both of these. It has gone to B as well as it has gone to C. AB minus AC. So A is being multiplied with both of these. So this is the distributive property. This is distributive property. Distributive, why distributive? Because A has been distributed between both of these, B and C. So this is this distributive property. But since A is written on the left side of this, so you can see here that it was written on the left side and now it is going to be multiplied with both of these. So this will be called as the left distributive property. So this property is called as the left distributive property. So as far as the ninth part is concerned, you will write the left distributive property. So your answer is left distributive property. Question 10, part 10. In part 10, the similar thing is being happened, whatever is happened in the ninth part, the similar thing is being happened, but the issue is that in this, the external Z is not coming from the left side, but it is coming from the right side. This is written X minus Y, and outside of it is Z. So Z has been distributed. So XZ minus YZ. So Z has been distributed, but it has been distributed from the right side because it is located on the right side of these brackets. Therefore, this is called as the right distributive property. Its complete name is right distributive property with respect to subtraction, but as your course is concerned, there is no need to write that. So just write right distributive property. Right distributive property. Actually, what was that? With respect to subtraction, because these are being subtracted. Subtraction. But there is no need to write. Simply, as far as you are concerned with your syllabus, so simply you may write it as right distributive property only. There is no problem in it. Next is 11th part, and in this part you can see that again what is the process. Here we have to multiply 4, 5 and 8. So 4 and 5 and 8 are going to be multiplied with each other. So whenever they are, actually practically these three numbers are going to be multiplied with each other. But as far as I have told you that at first you have to get the step, and what you have to do, that you have to multiply any two of these at first. For example, 4 and 5 are going to be multiplied with each other, and their answer is 4, 5 is 20. 20 multiplied by 8 is equal to, this is 160. Or you have the other option as well. What is that option? That you do the other procedure, and the procedure is that you first multiply 5 and 8 instead of multiplying 4 and 5, but you have multiply 5 and 8. So 4 is still unchanged, while 5 and 8, 5, 8 is 40, and 4 cross 40 is equal to 160. You see here that the results are same. Still the results are same, 160, 160. So it means that there is no problem with the change of arrangement during multiplication of any three numbers. So for any three numbers, when there is no problem of the arrangement, you use the associative property. But since they are going to be multiplied with each other, then we'll say the associative property of addition. So we'll write for our next part, 11th part, this is associative property of multiplication. This was the answer for the for the 11th part. And now we have to proceed toward the 12th part. In the 12th part, you can see that B and C and D are added and subtracted from each other, while A is outside and this is going to be multiplied with the whole of this bracket, and it is located on the left side. So since A is located on the left side, so this will be the left property. It is coming from the left because it is splitting the bracket or distributing the bracket toward the bracket. So you will say that this is left property, but this is distribution because A has been distributed with all of these. This is A, B, then A, C, then A, D. So this is left distributive property. Therefore, you need to write the left distributive property. So its answer is left distributive property only. Actually, the complete name is left distributive property with respect to addition and subtraction, but there is no problem as far as your course is concerned. Only you have to write the left distributive property. So this was your whole answer. And again, I should tell you that if you want to know more, you may check the previous as well as the next coming videos. I'll be solving all of the questions of this course, and I hope you will be having a better learning from these videos. Anyhow, thank you very much, and Allah Hafiz.